Energy Emerging Holistic Healing Modality Protection, Section 1. At this point, I'm hoping that you have gotten a chance to meet with and talk with and set up a game plan with your mentor instructor, and you know what direction you're heading. You know where you're going to be going, and you have, like I said, a good game plan established, something that's going to work for both of you. And if you found that this particular mentor is not one that's going to work for you, that you contacted the instructors and have been able to find somebody whose schedule maybe will work with yours, or that has more of a symbiotic type of relationship, that's a part of protection. You want to protect your learning. You want to protect your opportunity to have the growth that you're looking for. Why is protection important? Number one, the reason why protection is so important, whether you're doing energy emerging or you're just in your everyday life, is that we can pick up imprints. We can pick up imprints off of a shopping cart. We can pick up an imprint in a seat, in a chair. For example, have you ever gone into a restaurant starving, ordered your food, and after sitting there for a minute, you're thinking to yourself, man, I'm not hungry at all. It's because you've picked up the imprint of the person who left before you. So you can pick up imprints. That's why it's really important. And when you're doing energy emerging healing modality, it's really important because you don't want to pick up any imprints from your client. You don't want to pick up any maybe signs or symbols, and you're going to learn about that, of what they've got going on in their own world, in their own life. And also, you want to cause no harm to none. You want to cause no harm to none, and that includes yourself. And if you're not protecting yourself, you're not protecting your client. You're not at that integrity level. You're not respecting yourself and them. But you don't want to cause any harm. You don't want to open yourself up. You don't want to open the environment up and the atmosphere up where there can be problems. So you want to make sure that you use and do a form of protection. I know a number of people have already established an exercise in a way that they do their own type of protection, and that is fantastic. Go with that, work with that, and develop that. But we're going to share some ideas too here on how you can do it and different things you can do. So if it's something we share and it doesn't, suit your need or whatever, just go ahead and fast forward through that part of this. But it's there for you, and it's information that you can glean from. And the other important thing about it is you want to keep safe and you want to keep healthy. You want to keep yourself safe and you want to keep yourself healthy. You want to keep your client, you want to keep the vegetation, you want to protect it, you want to keep it safe, you want to keep it healthy, you want it to grow and to develop. So those are some of the reasons why it's really important to work with protection and to make sure that you've got that. One of the ways, is grounding. And grounding is that ability to connect in, to let go of, to bring up what you need, and to really find a strength that's yours. And one of the ways that you can do this is maybe through using symbols, such as like Reiki symbols, such as maybe crystals, maybe herbs, maybe bringing in different tools or things that are going to help you feel protected or create a safe, sacred type of energy atmosphere. You could do a smudging. You could use essential oils. There's many different ways that you can do grounding, and many different ways you can really focus on that. One of the ways that I like to tell people is to stand with your feet shoulder width apart and just draw the energy up into your body and recharge yourself. Just feel yourself filling up like a barometer. Feel yourself feeling back up with a recharge, with really connecting and getting a strong hold and foundation. Another way is you can go from the top down, letting your roots grow down strong into the earth, making a good connection, making a good solid foundation. A lot of times this can be done through breath. This can be done through visualization. This can be done through just, being out in nature and really allowing yourself to make that strong hold, to make that good, solid foundation. And that's what you want to do when you're focusing on grounding. Now, it's all about them. When you go into a session and you are going to begin to work, it's all about them. It's not about you. You're not going to talk about yourself. You're not going to bring your own troubles and woes and problems into a session. You're not going to bring in fear. If you're going to be working on, say, an animal, and that animal is ill, and it's an emotional attachment, and you don't want to bring in fear. You don't want to bring in worry. You want to be able to work from a clear space and let it be all about them. Remember, we're focusing on the highest good for them. So when you're focusing on it being all about them, it's kind of like you're standing at a door, and as you open that door up, you're saying to you, you got to wait out here. You stay out here just for a little bit. I'm going to go in, and I'm going to begin to work with this client. I'm going to begin to work with this vegetation or whatever you're doing. And then you want to visualize yourself like closing that door behind you so that it's behind you. And there's a divider. It makes a physical, in your mind's eye, I know if you have a room to work from and you have a door that you can close a door, it gives you a really good tangible object that says, I'm outside the door. It's now all about them. I'm connected to their energy, and I'm able to do what I need to do for their highest good because it's all about them. It's their work. It's their intentions. It's bringing in for them the highest good. And you're not bringing your own garbage in. You're not talking about yourself. You're not talking about where, the last argument you had with your best friend over a cup of coffee. Those type of things. You don't want to talk about that. You want to focus on and make it all about them. Create that division. Create that reality that says, I'm staying out here. I'm coming in to facilitate for you. Use caution. You want to protect yourself on all levels, and this includes, for a lot of people don't think about this, but it includes people who may be drinking, people who may be using drugs, legal or illegal, or even prescription medication. When you connect energetically with somebody else, you then begin to have the effects that are going on with them become a part of you. So if you have a client that had a cocktail before they came in to have a session with you, you may want to determine, am I able to work? Am I able to do this for the highest good? Am I able to get the focus that I need? Am I using caution? Am I using wisdom? And prescription medication. That's one of the things you always want to find out from your clients. Are you taking a medication that could be affecting you on an emotional level, on a spiritual level, in all of that? You want to know what you're dealing with, because when you work with a client on all levels, body, mind, and spirit, physical, emotional, mental, financial, all of that, you're into that. You're intermingled with that. You're a part of their mix. And the protection is going to keep you safe from that. It's going to keep you so that you don't get caught up in it. When we were doing this class, one of the very first times, they showed me that basically as protection, you want to bring in like a body condom. If that condom is there for the purpose of not creating pregnancies or causing, STDs or, situations like that, you don't want a hole in it. You don't want a leak in it. You don't want it to be able to get into your system. So when you're protecting yourself and you've got that body condom on, you've got that protection over you, you know that you're being safe. You know that you're taking care of you. You're not causing harm to you. You're not causing harm to the client. And that includes, if they come in and they've got a behavioral thing that's really out of control, use caution. Don't set yourself up. And also, when you're setting yourself up, and if you're working with clients and it's someone you don't maybe know, you always want to make sure that you have an immediate ease of access to exit that space safely. Use caution, because you don't want to get stuck in a room. You don't want to get held in a room by somebody who maybe is having a major meltdown. you want to be able to have that safety net for yourself as well. We'll be going into that a little bit more when we get into the actual practice of this. But I want you to use caution when you're using that protection and really make sure that you're taking care of it on all levels. If you've got somebody in your office who's having a financial crisis and you're doing work for them and you're really trying to help bring in that healing on that level, you want to make sure that you're protecting your own finances, that you're taking care of your own business. So really be aware of that and really kind of focus on that and know that. And when I say on all levels, the reason I'm saying that is you wouldn't go to a public restroom with a tissue and your bare hands and start just cleaning, would you? That's kind of disgusting. The thought of it and all those germs and all that dirt attached to you and all that crap. That's exactly what happens to us when we go in and we begin to work with a client. We're into their crap. We're into their stuff, and it's getting a chance to either attach to us or we're able to do the work, stay separate from them, and then when we're done, because we've protected ourselves, we're done with that an event, we move out, we close the door behind us, we toss the body condom aside. We don't have to have that there any longer because we've protected ourselves on all levels and we've not made ourselves susceptible to their crap. We're there to help, we're there to facilitate, but we're using the wisdom to make sure that we take care of ourselves on all levels as well as them. And if there's a day when you're going to go in and you've got something that's just like really got you going, maybe you need to take a time out and breathe, meditate, do whatever you need to do to release that, or reschedule. Or don't bring your garbage into their garbage. It's kind of like, company loves company. Like company likes a likeness here. We don't necessarily need that. We need that division. We need that protection. Let's see, recharge. You want to be able to recharge and build yourself up. So when you leave, you then reattach to yourself. You leave their crap in the door. Hopefully they're healing, they're integrating, they're processing, they're going through and doing what needs to be done, and you can move forward. It's so fun to watch it in the animal kingdom because they actually, for example, there's a story I've read of a cat where the cat actually works in the vet's office helping the other animals recuperate by going and laying with them and maybe putting their paw on them and that type of thing. But when they're done, they get up, they leave, they go away, and they don't take that stuff with them, but they're there to help, they're there to give. They recharge, they put that energy into it. When we're kids and we're out playing, and we know darn well if we go home, mom's going to say, oh, you've got chores to do, you can't go back out tonight, you got homework to do, we're going to be eating dinner soon, whatever. So what happens? We don't want to go home. We'll lay down on the ground, we'll play with a stone, we'll play in the sand, we might break off a blade of grass or peel a leaf apart or do something like that that brings us back into that grounding that allows us to recharge, brings us back into that center place that allows us to rebuild. When you walk out, you close the door, now you're back to you, they're back to them, you protected yourself, you can move forward unscathed. You don't have any imprints attached. You don't have anything that's there holding you back. Okay, energy bubble. Let's talk about the energy bubble. I always teach kids, this is one of my favorite exercises to do with little people, is when they start getting a little older and they're going to go out in the world or they're going to be out playing with friends or, bullying can happen, words can happen, accidents can happen, number of different things that can happen. I tell them, create your own little energy bubble. And a lot of times I'll say, use a visual of a beach ball. They're pretty, they're colorful, and when you hit them, they bounce, and nothing can get in them, and it bounces right back off. Create an energy bubble. You can draw it from above, you can bring it from up from below, you can give it color, you can give it vibration, you can make it yours. It's your special little bubble. It's your special little safe space. It's your sacred safe space is your energy bubble. And I'm going to give you an exercise that you can do, and we're going to bring the bubble in from the top when we do this exercise. So what I want you to do is I want you just to stand for a moment and close your eyes. Take 3 nice cleansing breaths in and out. In and out. In and out. Now as you're standing in this space, you're cleared, you're removed all energy around you with your breath. We're going to allow this big, beautiful cloud to form over top of your head. As this cloud forms over top of your head, it begins to cover you. It begins to drape over you. You can feel the little droplets, the moisture. You can feel the protection. It's warm. It's comfortable. It's not hot. It's not cold. You know you're in this space of protection. You know you're in this space of creating your sacred space, your bubble, your reality. In this bubble, this cloud just totally covers you over. It has the color that you want in it. It has the vibration that feels perfect, the temperature that's just divine. Allow yourself to stand in this bubble and feel this bubble and look around at your bubble. See it, feel it, smell it, hear it, taste it. Let it become you. Let yourself become one with your sacred bubble, your sacred space. It can be whatever you want to make it. You can have any shape, any form, any color, anything you want to bring into it. Just allow yourself to embrace that for a moment. Now taking 3 nice breaths to recharge. That's how simple it is to create an energy bubble, folks. That's how easy it is to create a protection, a safe space around you, and be able to move forward on your journey.